Hi folks, another rainy Saturday and I'm just taking care of some little odds and ends around the shop. One of the things that I've been neglecting to do for about the last year is prepare a couple of my straight edges so that I can store them the best way. Now there's a teacher named Richard King, and he comes to my shop, or came to my shop for the last 5 or 6 years, and his suggestion is to hang them by their ends. If you notice up here on the wall there, I have 2 of them hanging from a hook. See if I can get you in there. Well, I need to take care of a couple more and get them ready to where I can hang them. Got this one. This is a 36 inch that I finished a couple years ago, and it needs a hole in the end, so that's what we're going to do. Now this is a number 7 drill bit, and I'm going to tap it 1/4 by 20. I need to tap it, drill right in here to where it doesn't come out of the web. I don't know if you guys ever used one of these. This is a tapping block or tap guide. This is a shop built one. A friend of mine made that for me about 35 years ago. And what you do is you place this flat on the material that you're tapping, and then you can start your tap straight. Well, I'm going to use it as a little drill guide here. He put for a number 12 thread when he made this, and I use that one for my number 7 starter. Go, that looks good. It's kind of hard to do and show you on camera. Maybe I can move you around. Now this is a welding blanket that I put on to cover the table while I'm doing this. I'm kind of eyeballing this ridge with this bit and kind of holding it at the right level. A little starter hole makes it easier to make sure I'm doing right. A little bit more. That's about 1 inch 3/8. Now, a lot of times, where are you? You're up there. Now, a lot of times I throw this tap in here. I use spiral point and spiral flute taps almost exclusively. And if I hadn't spent so much time on this, I'd probably put it in that drill and zip it in and out. But because I spent a lot of time on it, I'm going to use this starter and do it by hand. Another tip for you. When I'm doing a blind hole like this, I usually start it with a spiral point tap, get it started, and then I switch to a spiral flute tap. Now, the difference in these taps, the spiral point's got that point. It makes it easier to center the hole as you're going in. The spiral flute is blunter. And the difference in the spiral point and the spiral flute, the spiral point cuts the threads. You continuously turn it. You don't back up and back and forth. You continuously turn it into the work. The spiral point will push the chips ahead of it, whereas the spiral flute will make the chips come out the hole. So these are better for bottoming. Of course, it means you have to have 2 taps, but you buy them like I do, you can usually, I've bought enough taps cheap to last my life. Let you go in tighter. See, I'm not backing up. I'm continuing on. And this cast iron, I can usually do it dry. And I don't know if you can tell, but the chips are coming out. If this was steel, you'd see little shavings coming out in strips. As this is just cast iron, you just see little chips. Now I'm going to back out. I do not want to break that off in that hole. I've got one other chance on the other end, but why mess it up if you don't have to? Tell you, when I found spiral point, spiral flute taps, my life changed. I used to hate to have to tap anything. These things, you can put them in that drill and go to town. There we go. Here's just little stainless steel eye bolts. I mean, if you put the nut on first, you can use that as a locking mechanism. Turn it that way so it hooks up against the wall and doesn't get into your work. And there we go. And once you get it, an eye bolt in it, makes a nice little hanging point. Now, from what I understand, hanging them like that way takes all the stress of like putting them on blocks or anything. I spray all my straight edges down with bow shield. Makes a nice protective covering and don't get rust on them.